My name is Laura, and I'm a nurse. After another busy day at work, I head home. As usual, I got home a little late today. I'm home. Welcome back. When I walked in, my daughter, Meg, greeted me. It must be really lonely for a third grader to wait at home alone every day. Whenever I see Meg, I always feel sorry for her. But still, I guess other nurses envy me because I work at the town's hospital and don't have to do night shifts. Where's your dad today? He hasn't come home yet. I wonder when he'll be back. I feel like I haven't seen Dad for a long time. Oh, I see. My husband, Stan, is a workaholic and hardly ever comes home. I don't even remember him spending time with us, like eating together or helping around the house. Actually, he does spend time with his family, just not with Meg and me. On his days off, he goes to his mom's house to do yard work, clean, and have dinner with her. Stan never comes to Meg's soccer practices or spelling bee contests, even though he's always helping his parents. Because of this, our relationship isn't great. I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry for making you feel lonely all the time. I'm fine. You come home every day, Mom, so that's enough. Oh, Meg. I hugged Meg tightly. If we were a normal family, we would spend more time together and be happier. No matter how many times I apologize, I know it'll never be enough. How did things end up this way? Then one day, Stan came home at a normal time, which is very rare. But both Meg and I had grown distant from him, and we didn't talk much. While we were eating dinner in silence, Stan suddenly spoke up. Hey, why don't we go to Hawaii for the upcoming holidays? What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Stan was inviting us all on a trip. What was going on? We haven't had a proper family vacation in years, he said. I thought it would be a great chance to celebrate my mother's 60th birthday too. And it might be nice to do something like this once in a while. He was putting his mother first again, and I was fed up. But when Meg heard about Hawaii, she got excited. We can go to Hawaii. I want to go. I really want to go. Meg was thrilled, and I understood why. This would be her first trip to Hawaii. But I wasn't sure I could enjoy a family trip after all these years, especially with Kate, my mother-in-law. If Stan wanted to celebrate Kate's 60th birthday, he should have told me about it sooner. Still, since Meg was so excited, I felt it wouldn't be right to refuse. All right, I guess so. It's been a while since we've all been together as a family, so let's go, I said, nodding my head. On the day of the trip, Stan and I had to work, so we planned to meet at the airport. That day, my work was unexpectedly busy, and I ended up running very late. After finishing work, I hurried to the airport with Meg. After taking the bus, we finally arrived, but then something surprising happened. They're not here. Stan and Kate were nowhere to be found. I searched the airport, but they were nowhere in sight. Where did they go? I didn't get any calls from them, so I tried calling both Stan and Kate. The number you have dialed is either not powered on right now or has no signal. I kept hearing this message. Feeling desperate, I asked the airline staff at the reception desk for help. One of the staff members then asked me, "Are you Miss Laura Martin?" Excuse me? Yes. I was puzzled about how the staff knew my name. But then they handed me a piece of paper. I was asked to give this to you. A paper? I was shocked by what was written on it. I couldn't wait any longer. It'll just be the two of us going on this trip. Stan, if you can't be on time, then we won't take you. Why don't you just camp out somewhere around here? Bye, Kate. What is this? Mom, what's wrong? As I fumed with anger, Meg looked at me anxiously. Oh no, it's nothing. It looks like your dad and Grandma went ahead without us. I'm sorry. So we can't go to Hawaii? Yes, we can. We can catch up with them on another flight. I tried to sound positive, but honestly, we didn't have enough money for another flight. What was I going to do? While I was trying to figure things out, an old man walking in front of me suddenly collapsed. I wasn't sure what was happening, but my years of being a nurse kicked in, and I moved quickly. Are you okay? I checked the old man's breathing, but it had stopped. Oh my God. I quickly turned him onto his side and cleared his airway. I found something stuck in his mouth, probably part of his vomit, which was blocking his breathing. Please, someone call an ambulance. I shouted for help and began first aid. When the ambulance arrived, the old man was taken to the emergency room, where he soon regained consciousness. Was it you who saved me? Yes. I just did a basic procedure. That's not true. Thank you so much. I thought I was going to die. He was alert enough to talk, and it seemed there were no serious heart or organ problems. You saved my life. Please let me thank you, James. Oh, no need to thank me. I just did what anyone would do. By the way, were you traveling somewhere? Oh yes, I was supposed to go to Hawaii with my daughter, but we missed our flight. Oh no, that's awful. I feel terrible about this. I quickly waved my hand to reassure him. Oh no, we were already running late, and I wouldn't have made it on time because of my work anyway. You didn't do anything wrong. I was just thinking we might go home, I said with a sigh and a laugh. But James looked at me and said, that's a shame. Your daughter must have been looking forward to it. Why don't we just buy another ticket? Well, I'm a bit embarrassed to say this, but we don't have enough money right now. When I said this with a sad look, James nodded thoughtfully. Okay then, as a way to thank you, I'll buy both of you the tickets. That should solve the problem, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry for the trouble. It's completely okay. Hey you. James called out to a female staff member walking by. He then borrowed a cell phone and made a call. Oh, can I speak with you for a moment? James talked on the phone for a few minutes before hanging up. Oh, we're fine, so you don't have to worry about it. If I don't thank you somehow, I won't be able to rest easy, James said. At that moment, the paper fell out of my pocket. Thanks to James, we managed to get on the plane. To my surprise, he had bought us expensive business class tickets. His kindness allowed Meg and me to enjoy a very comfortable flight, and we arrived in Hawaii safely. But now I had one problem. I hadn't asked Stan and Kate which hotel they were staying at. Hello, are you Laura and Meg? A man called out to us. Ah yes, that's right. But, nice to meet you. When I wondered how the man knew my and my daughter's names, he handed me his business card. It had the name of a well-known logistics company that even I recognized. I heard about you from the chairman of our company. Thank you very much for that. The elderly man you help at the airport is the chairman of our company. Oh really? I was shocked to learn that James, who we met at the airport, was the chairman of a major company. We will take you both to your hotel on the chairman's orders. Please enjoy your trip to Hawaii, he said as he led us to a black limousine. I had never been in a car like that before. Wow, it's amazing, Meg exclaimed, thrilled to ride in a luxurious limousine for the first time. I made sure my shoes were clean before getting in. The view of Hawaii from the windows was stunning. It felt like an endless summer. At one point, I was worried we wouldn't make it, but I was so relieved that we did. Meg was glued to the window, taking in the sights. When we arrived at a huge, luxurious hotel, I suddenly realized something important. Oh no, I didn't book a room, I whispered to myself. Oh, please don't worry. We've already reserved a room on the top floor, the man said after hearing my quiet concern. But I don't have enough money for this. You don't need to pay anything. The bill has already been taken care of. Oh, really? I was amazed at how far James had gone to take care of us. This VIP treatment was overwhelming and unfamiliar. After we entered the hotel, I was astonished by our room. It was a suite, far too spacious for just two people. The view of the ocean and the stunning sunset from the large windows was absolutely breathtaking. We had a dedicated hotel staff member available to assist us with anything we needed. The food was incredible, beyond anything I could describe, especially the steak, which was grilled right in front of us. It was the best meal I had ever tasted, and I was constantly impressed. While Meg and I were strolling around the lobby after dinner, we heard some arguing voices coming from a corner. Are they? It was my husband and mother-in-law arguing with the hotel staff. Hey, what are you both doing here? When I called out to them, Stan and Kate looked up, surprised. What? Why are you both here? What do you mean? We came here as planned. You suggested this trip, and now you've treated us badly, Stan said. Well, that's... Stan glanced at Kate, seeming unsure about what to say. Oh, it was your fault for being late, right? I regret that, but you didn't have to say we should just camp out. Kate seemed unbothered and showed no remorse for what had happened. I struggled to forgive them. By the way, why are you arguing with the hotel staff? I asked. When I tried to check in, they told me to leave. I don't understand why, Stan said angrily. Is there a problem? I asked the hotel staff. The hotel staff began to explain. I heard that these people left our very important and valued customers behind, and that's unforgivable. I was instructed not to let them stay here at our hotel. Oh, now I get it, I said. James clearly had a lot of influence over the hotel. The chairman of a major company is indeed someone you don't want to upset. What does he mean by that? Oh, it's a long story, but basically, he can't forgive you both for leaving Meg and me behind. Stan and Kate looked very confused. How does someone from this hotel know about that? Well, I understand why Stan is asking, but given the situation, I'm not surprised. In fact, I think Stan and Kate are getting exactly what they deserve, I said. Do you know this person? I asked, showing them the business card from the man who guided us from the airport. This is a business card from a major client of ours. Stan's face turned pale as he took the card with trembling hands. Kate's face also went white with shock. You don't mean to say you know the chairman of this company, do you? Of course I know him. He collapsed at the airport, so I helped him. He arranged our flight to Hawaii and even booked the hotel room for us. What? Kate collapsed and started shaking. What's wrong, Mom? He's in the same gym club as me, and I see him every once in a while, but everyone worships him. What a coincidence. I agreed with Stan. It really made the world seem small. I had no idea my mother-in-law knew the chairman, but before Kate mentioned it, I had already learned about it from the chairman himself. When I received the new ticket at the airport, James was the one who found the piece of paper that had fallen out of my pocket. Oh, he picked it up, read what was written, and looked at me in surprise. Laura, what is this? How should I put this? We were left behind by my mother-in-law and husband. Yes, that's horrible and unforgivable. But this name, I've seen it somewhere before. Is your mother-in-law's last name Martin? Yes, her name is Kate Martin. What? You know my mother-in-law? Of course, she's also a member of the gym club I belong to. She doesn't seem like the type to do something like that, and that's how it all unfolded. I looked at Stan and Kate with a grin, thinking back on everything. It's tough, isn't it? Since you two said you were going on the trip together, I guess we'll just enjoy it on our own. Meg and I are going to have a great time. Kate, why don't you just camp out somewhere around here? Enjoy the Hawaiian night under the stars. Oh, hey, wait, that's terrible. You're the rudest person ever. Stan and Kate kept shouting as I turned my back on them. They were being ridiculous. They threw those words at me first, and when I gave them a taste of their own medicine, they called me terrible and rude. I couldn't help but laugh. Let's go. I urged Meg, let's go. She took my hand and we walked away from the scene. The argument between the hotel staff and Stan and Kate continued behind us. Anyway, get out of here. We don't have rooms for you, the hotel staff said firmly. Eventually, Stan and Kate were forced to leave the hotel. So Meg and I enjoyed our trip to Hawaii on our own. With Meg's feelings for Stan almost gone, there was no need to worry about him at all. I never imagined that helping an old man would lead to such a wonderful trip. We were grateful to him from the bottom of our hearts. The trip ended, and we returned home safely. It was an amazing and refreshing experience, and Meg was very satisfied. As for Stan and Kate, who had been kicked out of the hotel, it seems their troubles didn't end there. After returning from Hawaii, Stan came home exhausted and disheveled. It turned out that the chairman's instructions had been shared with all the hotels in Hawaii. They ended up having to camp out in the wild. Everything written on that paper came back to haunt them. Other difficulties soon followed for Stan and Kate. Stan was suddenly called into his boss's office and informed that the contract with James's company was about to be canceled. Kate faced cold treatment from the other gym club members and eventually left the club. She was practically expelled. Her only hobby had been staying in shape, but the incident scared her so much that she gave up working out and now spends most of her time watching TV. Stan and I decided that continuing our marriage would be too difficult, so we officially divorced. I got full custody of Meg, and I didn't receive any alimony or child support. My income was similar to Stan's, so supporting Meg was manageable. I have no intention of seeing my mother-in-law again. Despite everything, this whole experience felt oddly surreal. Looking back, it's strange how being late at the airport led me to help the chairman of a major company whom Kate knew. Thanks to him, I got to experience one of the best trips to Hawaii. It almost feels like fate was guiding me. My relationship with Stan didn't work out except for the fact that I have Meg. Maybe there were miscommunications due to our different work schedules, but I believe the outcome would have been the same even if I had stayed a housewife. Stan would have always prioritized Kate over us. I have no regrets. I have the most adorable and precious daughter in the world, and I don't need anything else.